Today is January 11th, 2026. Again, today across the street, some idiot for that attorney will that's running the biggest scam. The whole thing's a scam. They've already confessed repeatedly. 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 And out there, how the FBI told that attorney will to stay out of it. The FBI needs to arrest attorney will for human trafficking, rape, kiddie porn, attempt extortion on the federal government, running a scam on them, defrauding a federal agent. Where do we start? Attempted murder? HIPAA? Fraud? We're going to go through the laws. And then I want you to think how retarded this man is that's supposed to be doing this. The Fourth Amendment in the Constitution, the right of the people to be safe and secure within your own person. No one can touch you unless you want them to. It's assault. We all know that. Your places, your homes, your papers, your effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. Your home can't be violated. No searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause, warranted. That means court order. With the oath or affirmation of people, places, or things to be searched or seized. You have also the right to remain quiet. You have a right to an attorney. And because of these three rights, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements and with a court order. There's nothing else. Not special permission for an attorney to drug, beat, and rape people in their home and sell kiddie porn. Photoshop things and drug them up and tell them to say something stupid. Duh. That's how stupid he's making you people look. He's using you for retards. HIPAA violations. The right to privacy over your medical information. The law is so strict in HIPAA. An individual cannot break in a private home, steal medical records, and use it against the person. Even an individual. No doctor can tape you unaware because of your right to privacy of what is wrong with you. Medical record. It is a federal crime punishable by 10 years. Loss of license immediately. No doctor can discuss you without your consent. Same thing. 10 years. No doctor can pull your medical records without your signed consent, picture ID, and they verify that you released it to them. 10 years loss of license. Everybody involved. Now, think of their special permission to be in somebody's home. They didn't have special permission. I went to the Portage County Sheriff's. They didn't know about it. Ravenna Police didn't know about it. And the Portage County Prosecutor's Office knew nothing. I found out on May 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, where the Louisville police were outside. My ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, it didn't. It makes it worse illegal because they know better. What were they thinking? They also found May 26, 25, Walmart 62, of the cartel walking in and saying we heard they were making fun of this in Summit Mall. Oh, boys in Hollisters were laughing. Boy, did Bill from the Freemason run the biggest scam here. Had some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that. Can you imagine that? Somebody else tape her in the shower, washing herself, and Photoshop that in another room, and ran the biggest scam off of it, of who could steal her money, and scammed everybody into helping out. So May 26, 25, cartel walks into Walmart 62. We heard they were making fun of Bill from the Freemasons Big Sam and Summit Mall, the dirty doctor not being one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. Of course they lied. No doctor mine could be with them. It'd be a federal crime for everyone involved. Like Officer Mark said, we always knew it wasn't one of Karen's doctors, because they could never be with him. Didn't fool him. Okay? And that this whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. And who do they think they are? Saying that Bill should take care of Michelle. They're not running it. We are. Michelle said she's really nice. She's out of this. It's between us and them. You don't want to mess with the Florida drug cartel. Those people torture you. Now, think of their scam. Well, May 30th, 25, Louisville police were outside my apartment talking to one of the ladies in the extortion group. Okay? And how she thought she could trick me out of money. She didn't know I knew surveillance laws. Well, you know what? God sends you people to talk to you when you need them. And we have technology that you can Google questions and you get the answers and the laws that go with them. And then you have common sense. And she found out I knew surveillance laws. She's running her mouth about a bunch of other crap. And said, the investigators found May 26, 25 of the cartel saying this whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. And the dirty doctor not being one of hers works for them, and they lied. And the whole thing's a scam. Officer got out of squad car. The whole thing's a scam. She mentioned Bill from the Freemasons. They said they found the original case. Her ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney, so it made it legal. No, it didn't. What were they thinking? Oh, somebody stupid enough to walk into an FBI office saying that they were illegally monitoring somebody on their own. The law is if attorney sets up body cameras in your home, they are to be disbarred instantly. So, Willie Pooh, I find out your last name, I'm calling the Bar Association. That's a promise. And I'm suing you. I'm going to have my whole family sue you. See, I've never met him. These are predators my ex-husband hired on his own to run a drug scam. That's why the Portage County Sheriff's, the prosecutor's office, and the Ravenna police didn't know anything about it. Get it? They didn't know. They didn't have nobody's permission. If an attorney sets up body cameras, they are to be disbarred, criminally charged, felony invasion of privacy, cyberstalking, voyeurism. It makes them listed as sex offender, taking naked pictures of someone without their permission. These people admitted to selling kitty porn, and my grandkids going potty. That makes you a child molester, attorney will. And they human trafficked me, and they beat and raped and tortured me and crushed my head in and almost killed me. So you're a killer, right? I have been divorced 6.5 years. Abusive men will kill or destroy you before they'll let you go. He still has people playing with me, and he lives in the Philippines. November 23rd, 25, Summit Mall, Macy's, girls downstairs. They were yelling it out. This whole thing is a scam to extort money from the government. We needed someone to run a scam on. So we went to our ex-husband. He was already connected to us. Asked him if we could do a tour. He said yes if they made sure he got everything. I remember them saying that around me in 18 and 19. Part of the deal is to make sure Dave gets everything. I remember them saying that. Part of the deal. Okay? And this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. They wanted to scare me into calling the FBI. And they would have their pathetic little scam. Pathetic little scam of peeking Tom tapes, photoshopped a washing in the shower in the other room, and they were so weird. They told people they had sodium pentothal reports, and they were using hypnotic drugs and telling me to say stuff. Have a fake doctor. I wonder if he even is a doctor. In 18 and 19, they were saying they were using the doctor that worked for the Florida drug cartel. They were relocating people to Florida to keep them in rooms for him to run experiments on. Announced it in the mall. Announced it at Maslin and Wendy's. The investigators taped him. And they admitted by 19 that he had never met me. They even admitted he's never met me. 19. Okay? March 27th, 25. After midnight, there's an investigator outside my work. You can hear me talking real loud to someone. He must have been on the phone. Said he just broke up with Michelle. That she confessed to him that the doctor from before was not one of hers. He works for them and they have lied. She actually don't know who he is. And when they bashed in her head, they tried to kill her, leave her incompetent, and it didn't work. He had got it out of my ex-husband that a girlfriend from before me made him marry me so that he could get a job at my dad's factory and she'd have free insurance, where half my medical records are some other ladies. And she ran up all kinds of bills in my name, and we tried to fight it. We got stuck with the copays because back then you didn't have to show ID. You just went in and told people who you were, and they took it for granted. You didn't have your insurance card, you could call it in later. It's how people used to have surgery on other people's insurance. She ran up all kinds of medical bills in my name. We got stuck 15 years. Half my medical records are hers. Found out my whole marriage was a scam. I had chest pains. Okay. April 17th, 25. Michelle would have, now I've never talked to her in person. I've seen her. Carl's seen her, my husband. And I had a Nissan. I was having trouble with it, and we were taking it up to the shop all the time. We traded it in. But we were on the way back that day with that Nissan, and we pull in Sheets in Hartville, and I seen Michelle walk up to a blue Bronco, or bluish gray Bronco, and big SUV stop. And she's so mad at that guy breaking up with her. She yells out, I called the police up there, and they said, how dumb were you telling that guy that the doctor from before was not one of hers, worse for them, and they had lied, and she doesn't know who he is, and when they bashed it in her head, they tried to kill her, leave her incompetent, it didn't work. And as soon as she told him, he broke up with her, and how she really liked him. Well, April 24th, 25, Summit Mall. The riffraff's up there, and they're like, you tell that guy Will that was to pull a scam off to join us? That's all wrong, because Michelle told on him that doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. You tell them we said take care of her. They left threats of shaving that girl's head bald, making her work as a servant, all kinds of stuff. Okay? That's where November 23rd, 25, those girls show up. Oh, we're going to even go better. I'll go through the drugs and told us it, to making fun of the FBI, making fun of everyone, to photoshopping, washing. We'll go through the dates of that too. November 23rd, 25, Summit Mall, Macy's downstairs, girls yell out how they wanted to run a scam on somebody. Went to my ex-husband. Asked him if they could use me if they made sure he got everything. Okay, and he agreed. December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, an investigator shows up. Michelle came to my office, told me that they admitted this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. They thought they'd scare me into calling the FBI, that agent would open a real case. They'd steal the money. And he'd hand it to him that he was that dumb. And they think society's dumb and don't know one law and don't have a common sense between their ears. You know, for Ohio, we have really good schools. We have a lot of colleges. It's not like we live in the backwood hex. And people act like they don't have a common sense between their ears. All right. And okay, that guy showed up and he yells it out in Walmart. Michelle told him that they confessed this whole thing is a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. And the doctor from before is not one of hers. He works for them and they had lied. He was one of her doctors. She don't know who he is. And that guy, Pete, that was in his office running his mouth on her, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And they photoshopped the weird with yourself tape. It's photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower in the other room. And the whole thing was nothing but a scam to extort money out of the government. Okay. From the beginning of the case, a little white man showed up. Within the first month, I had another bruise on my leg. Our well water was orange. It took us a couple months to get a water treatment system in there. You still have to bathe. You still have a fast shower. You have to wash your hands. Brought bottled water in to cook and drink. Okay. I thought it was giving me cancer. And here I'm being drug beaten right in my home and nobody's thinking I'm a rapist. We move in there and by the 6th day somebody kicked in our door to the wall. Literally kicked it into the wall. You can line up the doorknob and then we had to patch it and sand it real good. They made up excuses of realtors passing out keys, don't report it. Okay? By the second week I'm collapsing in front of the neighbor outside. Comes running over, are you okay? And I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. My heart's beating through my neck. I can't breathe. He offers to mow my lawn for me. I got bruises on him. And I'm like, I don't have money to pay you. Neighbors don't pay each other. Da 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 da. And he makes excuses and mows my lawn for me. Everybody knew it would happen. I had orange, lemon, grapefruit sized bruises all over my stomach, legs, arms, neck. Thought I had cancer. I would take a shower, dry off, get in bed, go to sleep, and wake up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, personal infection. I thought the well water was infecting everything, and I thought it was killing me. I thought it was giving me cancer. Almost passing out. Going to the doctor, is it the well water? Only thing new to me is that house. Times I'd wake up, I'd be okay. I would go out and work out in the yard. I'd come in, wash my hands, make a sandwich. I drink a lot of Diet Coke. I'd pour a glass of Diet Coke and out of a 2-liter, and I would go in and use the bathroom, wash my hands, sit down, take a drink, and the room would go dizzy and black. Same thing. Never seen, never talked to anybody, never even had my neighbors in my home. You talk about scary movies, shit of predators hurting somebody. I lost 18 pounds before I called the FBI. And seen all summer long for all the signs at my community health on 6th Street in Canton behind Altman Hospital. For all the signs of being drugged, being raped, and nobody thought of a rapist. Like a doctor said, we'd like to think it was a well water or autoimmune or a virus. We all know rapists do this. try not to leap. Society's changed. They need to leap. They have beat me in my stomach so bad. When I had a CAT scan on my stomach, I have large pouching that almost ruptured my intestines. Beating me so bad in my stomach. They were deep black bruises. Took weeks to heal. They could have killed me. Hired by my ex-husband to harm me like this. From the first month of the case, I woke up with another bruise on me, big as a lemon. Go down, I'm throwing up that morning, finally get myself together, go down to Walmart 62, and a little white man showed up. For every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn it on you. Try to leave Dave, I'll list your child molester. I'm like, who are you? You know that bruise on your leg? I used sodium pentothal on you. No, he didn't. He used a hypnotic drug. It came out. And you know what you told me? And then he's saying something about bending over and probably wearing this one nightgown, accidentally seeing your butt in a life of pink husband, unless you're a child molester for that. I got away from that freak. Got home in a legally bugged house during an FBI case. Dave confirmed I didn't own that nightgown. I was dressed modestly, and they only made fun of the back of my knees. He made the whole thing up. Then other people, where he had bruises before, throwing up and infected, it was us. We were drug beating, raping you. We were drugging you and telling you to say this, and drugging you and telling you to say that. By January 19, where they said they had photoshopped all their lives, that's how they put it. They had put effeminate wipey above the toilet to make you look weird. Then all these other crazy scenarios. And I used to run around debunking them, and I got tired of it. Okay, March 1st to 3rd of 21, they said they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Don't worry about her. Then later on, what you're describing is showering. Ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22 at noon, the attorney ordered the shower scene to be photoshopped in the other room to make you look weird with yourself on purpose. It was photoshopped on purpose. Okay. Admitted to framing me March 24th, 22, 1:30. July 24th, 25, investigator, they did a body ratio. It is some lady showering and washing herself, but they put my head on her body. That's why my family didn't know about it. Okay. All right. May 25th, 21, 6 p.m. Wendy's in Louisville. The church people breaking in before, drugging her, telling her to say weird or molest her stuff. That's not funny. 8/9/21, the apartment building, 42nd close to the fence in Louisville. Lady and little girls live there. They were outside talking about it. 4 or 5 neighbors did a police report. 1295 Fairland, a little old white lady screamed at him, talked to several people in 21. Edith Oakland apartment on Cleveland Avenue, maintenance man, December 9, 21 at 4 p.m. All the tapes before are them and not her, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here to see if someone will actually stop them. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. Actually was one of my guards. Came out, we always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. January 1922, 11 o'clock in the morning, they told the Department of Disability in Canton that I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, Burlington Coat Factory, a Latino man admitted he drugged me first and told me to say it. An investigator from Ravenna followed me back to 6th Street in Canton, or around that area, pulled up and said, I seen her out today. I found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. Okay, then an onslaught of drugs and told to say, framing, laughing at me, mocking me, what they did to me. Okay. August 4th, 25, they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it before. That's why I had that metal taste in my mouth I couldn't get rid of. August 5th, 25, Dutch Valley Restaurant in Sugar Creek, as if Agent John didn't know. They used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. He was telling people he knew she was being drugged, beaten, raped before the case started. He even let him torture her. Is he some kind of coward? August 7th, 25, Walmart 62 investigators showed up. We got them taped admitting again to drugging her and telling her to say it before. And even admitting what kind of drugs. That they were using hypnotic drugs and she'd have no memory of them. And then calling Agent John a coward. June 7th, 23, Walmart 62, Lighthouse Tabernacle is in there. 11 o'clock in the morning, June 7th, 23, 11 o'clock in the morning. FBI Agent John fell for the stunt at Deep 34. Oh, come on now. It was only a stunt. You're kidding. You mean that FBI agent fell for that? It was only a stunt. You mean John fell for it? You mean that FBI agent John fell for a stunt at Deep 34 that were only a stunt? FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Deep 34. Is that why they got away with it? Name and title and cackled. Whole videos of it. November 18th, 22, Walmart 62. They said it was some guy named Eric. Okay? ID'd as Eric later on. Came in and yelled out, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn on and they fell for it. There's only you I could take care of it. I know it's that bad, they still fell for it. This whole videos of him mocking everybody too. Now, I want you to think how dumb these people. Special permission for an attorney, where the law is if attorney sets up cameras would be disbarred and then criminally charged. And their scam of a dirty doctor taping you unaware, confessing a crime, sat on it till day one of divorce. What is wrong with that? Like they said, these people didn't even know how illegal it was to put a doctor's name on it. Everybody involved would go to jail. They don't know HIPAA. Federal laws, unforgiving with people with licenses. It's not my doctor. I don't know who he is. They're just the two men Dave hired to run a drug scam on me. No doctor can pull your medical records without your signed consent, picture ID, and they verify it was you, release it to another doctor. That's why you have to sign consent to go to a specialist. It's an unforgiving 10-year federal sentence and $1 million fine. They cannot talk about you without your consent. It's a 10-year sentence and $1 million fine. They cannot release your medical records to the public. It's a 10-year sentence and $1 million fine. No attorney can approach a hospital or a doctor without signed consent, picture ID, and they confirm it's you. Releasing information to that attorney or the hospital, the doctor lose their license and the attorney for HIPAA. 10-year sentences for everyone. That's how stupid these people are. And they are sending out emails, I've heard, that telling people, oh, she was in several state psychiatric hospitals. I've never been in a state psychiatric hospital. They told people I was found insane. I was never found insane. It takes a stay in a state psychiatric hospital. They get a hold of courts. You have to go in front of a judge. A judge has to find you incompetent or insane, and they have to explain it to you. Now, they also have to give you a guardian, a social worker. You're placed on disability. Never happened. They told people that I had charges of rape and murder, and the law wouldn't arrest me, and to take it in their own hands and hurt me, and people fell for it. I have no charges. I have one traffic ticket from 1989, and I paid my ticket. I am so stinking squeaky clean, it's not even funny. I even talked to an attorney. It takes a stay in a state psychiatric hospital. They get a hold of courts. A judge has to find you incompetent or insane. And insanity and mental illness is not curable. Never. You are get a guardian, a social worker, and you're placed on disability. Never happened, none of it. They're just lying. I call them the Pinocchio group, the liar, liar, pants on fire cult. Now, I want you to think where people said, when you hear her recite the laws, they can't do any of this. None of this is funny. No, it's not. Did that agent know that? Yeah. Which we need to get to you, Agent John. I need my money. It was up on Facebook that this one lady was in love with this older man for 3 years. 3 years. In the last of his days, he changed his will and left it to her. His 3 children hired someone to kidnap her, and they beat her to death because they wanted his money. It happens. And when it comes to Carl's son, Rick, threatening to bash his dad's head in, kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, he can't do that. The VA, 3 doctors have already checked Carl out. He's perfectly normal. Rick thought he could just lie on his dad and steal everything. Get our marriage annulled. I've been with my husband a year and a half, been married 9 months. I've known him for over 3 or 4 years. He had mentioned when we first started going out that to his attorney, Kathy Stoneman, he was afraid of these people. I understand that now. I couldn't figure out why would he be afraid of them. Came out on September 10th, 25 in a courtroom. His stepson from his second marriage, his second wife, his dad, her children, her grown children. His stepson, not even his son, just his second wife's kid, belongs to Brenda and Jim. They're Brenda and Jim's kids. Stole over 100 grand from Carl, got checks of over 60 grand, never paid him back. Laughed how they stole enough to buy a house. Didn't pay him back. How he beat Carl. And Carl said, I never want to see it. I'm scared for my life. He beat me so bad. I told him not to swear to his mom, and he got me in the corner and beat me. And the only thing that saved my life was I got a hold of the middle of his throat, adrenaline kicked in, I squeezed till he let me go. Or he would have killed me. He said, yeah, I beat him that bad. He said, but I was only 15. He said, liar was 10 years ago. He's beating a 70-year-old man that bad. And he was in his 20s and 30s. How disgusting is that? What would he do to him now? They will kill him if they get a hold of him. They will kill him. And where they lied that he was a millionaire, he's not a millionaire. Never was. Oh, his land's worth millions? No, it was worth, what, 180,000, 200,000? About 200 to maybe 250 tops. Matters if he got the right buyer. Big difference is zero fell off. Oh, it's got millions of dollars of oil under it. Maybe in a pipeline for the gas company, oil company. See, they just lie. Lie, lie, and lie. Rick threatened to bash his head in, bash my head in. They didn't know what they're going to do to me after they bashed my head in. Huh? Try to frame him. They even said if they had to get him arrested, steal everything. They beat a horse, poisoned a cat. Tried to call Humane Society and say he did it. He hadn't been down there. Danny had took him down there a week before that, took a picture of his daughter's horse. Perfectly fine. Where Rick was tormenting us with phone calls, text messages, voicemails of how he's going to have him listed with dementia and Alzheimer's. He has a right to do it. No, that's senior abuse. He don't have a right to ever terrorize his father. And he has no right to the money or the land that was his father's. It's not his. Just because you're somebody's kid, you don't have the right to steal from him. You don't have the right to say it's mine and I'm going to take it now. It's not yours. You didn't earn it. You didn't own it. It's not yours. You can't just steal. I'm calling the Humane Society and I'm telling you're beating that horse and that cat. And that horse ended up with a hole in its face and a scratch. And the cat, where little Rob said it, everybody was fine 2 days before when he went down and helped Desi feed it. It was dying. Carl risked his life, went down there, grabbed it, took it to a vet, and it had liver disease, where it was fine 2 days. And it was dying of liver disease. He had to poison it, tried to frame his father. My son Danny got a hold of one of his friends, and we made a deal with the Humane Society to get that horse off there and get a treatment, and they went and pressed charges against his daughter Desi, where he thought he could get Carl arrested. It would have been Desi $1,000 fine. And now he's threatening to get him arrested again because the law is if you take your stuff and you dump it on somebody else's property, you don't come back for it after 30 days, 60 days, 90. They can dispose of it. That's not their place to. You can't just dump stuff on somebody else's property. They don't have to store it. My God, if I would have left a junky car on my dad's property, he would have given me a week to get it off, or he would have had it towed off. He had a right to. You don't have a right to leave anything on anybody else's property unless you have a written, signed, that you're paying them to store it there. You can't just dump stuff. It's vandalism of property. Carl could sue him by law. And where my son Danny said, I haven't had a dad in 2 years. Because my ex-husband took off. He said, Carl's a nice man. He said he lights up when he talks about that farm. He grew up on it. He said, I hate for him to lose it. He loves to go out and ride his tractor, bale hay, still works on a farm. Love doing it. Lights up. It's everything to him. He said, I don't have money like the other people. I can only offer him this much. But I can buy it. I can lock it down. I can chase the work off. I'm not afraid of him. I've dealt with assholes before. I said, you could get killed. You need to stay out of this. And me and Carl got in an argument, begged him not to sell it to my son because I was afraid to get harmed. And him and Danny made a deal. And he's locked it down. Rick went to go on Danny's property, called the police. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you one chance to get your stuff off of my property. He said, I'm not taking it. And the Carroll County Sheriff said, then you forfeited it in front of me. Danny's like, I'll help you load it. I'll help you get everything off the property now. No. Oh, but he sent text messages. He's coming for Carl. He's going to take care of him. He's going to have the police arrest him for stealing his stuff. He didn't steal it, he abandoned it. He's been dumping broken down stuff. He even took a plastic hot tub down there. Carl told him not to, and he burned it when Carl told him not to. And it's a big plastic hard mess. Vandalized his property left and right. And in front of Desi and her friend, ripped out batteries, wires, and the other tractors have pretty well destroyed them. He admitted in a text message he stole a saddle that belonged to Carl's first wife and her wedding dress. He had no right removing it. They weren't real to him. There's no receipt for him to have those. Oh, and he's saying how he's got all these fraudulent receipts. He tried to even sell Carl's hay baler that Carl paid $3,000 for it to Danny. Danny's like, I own it. You can't sell me something I own. And Carl's like, I paid $3,000 for that. There's hay missing. There's all kinds of stuff missing. Carl, he was down there robbing that place left and right. We found out he was even trying to sell it to other people. And his name was never even on the deed. He thought he could just steal from his dad. He will kill him if he gets a hold of him, Agent John. And we all know First Amendment, freedom of speech, it's right on Google. And I've talked to the police, I've talked to the prosecutor's office, talked to a criminal attorney. Agents are only hired police officers. They don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Takes a judge and a jury trial, freedom of speech. You already told Apostolic Church of Barberton you knew I was being drug beat and raped and didn't care. And you try to act like a crazy occult person like you were going along with them. And you admitted on a recorded line that you had all those church people in your office and you knew they were trying to kill me, mocking me, made fun of me for some guy named Pete. I still don't know who he is. And some dirty doctor. I still don't know who he is either. And you sounded like a crazy nut. Made me beg for my life. And then opened the case. And then threatened me. But these people are so dumb. And they are so dumb. Well, the FBI case ended when she told somebody the FBI was involved. Agent John told the Apostolic Church of Barberton before it started. Confessed on a recorded line. All the church people were already in his office, already knew the FBI was involved. And he don't have the authority. And it can't be closed till I die. For you have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated dated against you again. And only for you, and only for you. What do we do this for? Always put it back as if it didn't ever happen. Like my friend from the prosecutor's office talked to a criminal attorney. And I talked to police. I'm in immunity for life for working the FBI case. You can kiss my ass, people. But Agent John, I need my money. You don't have the authority to withhold somebody's money. You cannot make up rules that you don't even have the right to make up. And then you already told. And I need that money desperately for my family. And I need a safe place. If you change mine and Carl's names and new socials, now I know Rick has my social because he admitted he broke in our house and stole paperwork. And my social was in there. He will never find us. And like Sheriff Cox, Tuscarora Sheriff Cox, told me to take my husband around and never let his family know where they live again for his safety. If he changes her name in our social, we can live our life out in peace. And I need my money. I earned it. I hope to get Judge Peters out of Florida and 100 men. U.S. Marshals is the case, got the house and saved hundreds. Because of Michael Peterson bragging he was smuggling oil through Trekisami. They had enough information to call down and find out about the shipment. And Trekisami and 50 other people. I got you, world terrorist. Thousands of cartels. Not bad for a little old lady that was scared for her life because she thought her husband in a cult was trying to kill her. I didn't know about all this. I probably would have told you to hide me. I was tortured. I have a bashed in head. I stutter now when I get upset. I have damaged intestines, damaged ribcage. I suffered horribly helping the FBI. And if it wasn't for carrying around the house, FBI informant, you would not have had a way in to the cartels. I'd like a letter of thank you or bypassed apologies. Most people win awards for this. Not necessary. Letter of thank you, a medical card, new name, new socials for me and my husband, my money. I need medical treatment. And you can't just go around stealing from cases. And see, that's where people said they were investigating you for stealing my money. Because they all know you don't have authority. And I'd hate to think you were part of an extortion group stealing from the government. Please, Agent John.